Hi, welcome to the Forecasting for Success podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Brie. I'm a doctor of psychology, financial educator, astrologer, and founder of Forecasting for Success, a community of people improving their financial literacy to achieve financial independence. I blend my expertise as a former professor and financial intelligence analyst with the tool of astrology to help break down why you are struggling with specific money habits and the best way to form more intentional responses and choices when it comes to money, especially to help you feel more secure in your financial decisions and improve your money skills for building long-term wealth. Welcome back to the Forecasting for Success podcast. Remember to subscribe, rate, and review the show. And if you're wondering where to get started when it comes to getting your money in order and improving your financial situation, you can go to forecastingforsuccess.com/free-resources to take my free financial personality quiz, and I'll send you a personalized money plan for wherever you're at with your finances. This week, there are actually no new Venus transits. Right now, we are still feeling Venus trine Mars, which is a helpful transit for you to become clearer on your personal and money values and take action since these are currently fiery signs with Venus in Aries and Mars in Leo. Venus is also still conjunct Neptune, which can ironically have a foggy effect to where money feels less real. So it's important to ground yourself into what is real and actionable when it comes to your finances and values. And lastly, we still have Venus sextile Pluto in Aquarius, which helps us deepen and improve our meaning and purpose when it comes to acting upon what we value. And it's okay if you have things in the back of your mind right now. As Venus begins to move away from Neptune, you should notice your thoughts becoming clearer to ensure that your actions support and are in alignment with your values. What I'd like to discuss is Saturn entering the sign of Aries soon and how this will impact anyone whose natal Venus is in Aries or whose second house is ruled by Aries. In 2 weeks, on May 25th, Saturn will officially enter the sign of Aries. It takes Saturn about 28 or so years to work its way through all the signs. So the last time it was in Aries was in the year 2000. Saturn is not comfortable in the sign of Aries. This influence can sometimes cause people to act fickle and waffle on what really matters to them or what values they want to protect and uphold. Whereas other people may be influenced to make risky decisions if they feel as if their efforts are not leading to results fast enough, which can then lead to unintended consequences or further challenges when it comes to money and resources. If Saturn in Aries will be affecting your second house, this can bring up feelings of insecurity around your money and other values and resources. So it will be important to be conscious of needing to deepen your inner resources, of practicing patience, and remembering to have realistic and actionable plans, as well as a plan B or backup plan when it comes to your money and resources. This is going to be the time to show Saturn your work, meaning you know how to practice handling money with care and know when you need to pause and ask for help rather than trying to rush things or handle everything alone. In the beginning of this transition, Saturn will be conjunct Neptune, which is a really rare transit. This can compound the urge to feel entitled about doing whatever you want or having purist thoughts that your way is the only correct way. So it will be important to remain mindful about extremist thinking or behavior when it comes to your money and how you want to use your money during this transit to support long-term goals. And I'll cover this more in detail later this month, but this transition and transit are important to be aware of and begin mentally preparing since it is happening soon. Now I'd like to switch topics and discuss the importance of having an emergency fund and a sinking fund to help manage the more mundane aspects of your money and resources. Before you first begin investing in the stock market through a brokerage account, it is critical to have a savings account in case of emergencies. If you're starting from $0, you do need to save at least 1 month of expenditures before opening a brokerage account. The longer you are able to be invested in the stock market, the better. But it does no good to have a brokerage account and no resources available for when an emergency occurs. On average, a typical savings account has an interest rate of 0.1%, which means that your savings is basically a free loan to the bank and you're not really making any money. This is why the bank has a monthly limit on how much money or how often you can withdraw from your savings account. High yield savings accounts have higher interest rates that work more in your favor. For instance, if you're holding $5,000 in savings and the national average is 0.1%, you would earn just $5 over the course of a year. If you instead put that same $5,000 in a high yield savings account that earns 2% in interest, then this will earn you $100 that year. A high yield savings account helps you make more money in a passive way. Plus, this extra money automatically contributes towards your savings goals. So it's a great feeling to see your savings increase passively just by using the high yield savings account. It is financially safer to have an emergency fund as a cushion for unexpected expenses in your daily life before you begin investing in the stock market. Once you have at least 1 month of expenses saved, it is okay to make room to also begin investing in the stock market. But remember to keep accumulating wealth in your high yield savings account. So don't stop at just 1 month. Keep going until you have saved at least 3 months of expenses. Depending upon your financial situation, it may be a good idea to continue building wealth up to 6 to 9 months of budgeted expenses. If you're single, for instance, and have no dependents, then having 3 months of budgeted expenses may be enough for your financial situation. But if you have like a complex medical condition or several dependents that do rely on your income, then continue to build wealth up to the 6 to 9 month mark in your emergency fund. And remember to hold it in a high yield savings account. Some of these high yield savings accounts have what is called buckets, where you can label a percentage of your wealth for different purposes. So for example, you can label half of your high yield savings account as an emergency fund, and then the other half can be your sinking fund. A sinking fund means you are accumulating this money for a planned and expected upcoming purchase, like a vacation, buying a new roof for your house, buying new tires for your car, etc. If your bank doesn't offer this thing called buckets, you can also use an Excel spreadsheet to keep track of how much is in your emergency fund and how much is dedicated to your sinking fund. In my Forecasting for Success stock market course, I built worksheets to help you with allocating your savings to make it easy to keep track of all your money goals. It is a good idea to automate adding money to your high yield savings account. You can set up an automatic transfer between your checking account and the high yield savings account on payday to ensure that you pay yourself first before allocating your money to other things. Or as an astrological booster, you can set a calendar reminder to move money into your high yield savings account every new moon. Remember that the new moon is the time for setting your monthly intentions or planting a seed for what you want to grow and expand, which is why this is a great day each month to focus and action the growth and expansion of your wealth and resources. I hope this information helps you to navigate the energy of this week, as well as how to be more intentional with your finances. I want to thank you so much for joining me this week on Forecasting for Success and let you know that you can read the transcript for each podcast episode on my website, which is linked below in the show notes. I've also included the link to send me your money questions if you'd like to be a guest on the podcast at forecastingforsuccess.com/podcast. And if you're ready to get started on improving your financial literacy and developing your own personalized money plan, I encourage you to join my Forecasting for Success community, where I teach you everything you need to know about budgeting, how to choose your retirement number, how to invest in the stock market, and so much more. I go live in the community each month to check in on your progress and help answer any questions you may have. And it's a supportive community where you can also check in with other members and learn from their experiences as well. I hope you take good care of yourself, and I'll talk to you next week.